Okay, let's see. If it glitches, then it's an error. Right, team. So we have 15 of you. The trip can only take 12, hence there is a waiting list, and we're just waiting. It can actually take 13, and so there's 2 on the waiting list who are desperate to go. So, so that's really exciting. The first team is already out there, so follow it on Instagram. I've been chasing Brendan to upload the photographs. He did upload one photograph of some revolting looking meal. I said, that's not going to sell it to anyone. So he's got to do better. But the flights, okay, so the flights are, there's 2 ways in to Colombia. You can either get a British Airways flight, which from Heathrow via Miami to Bogota. You then have 4 hours at Bogota Airport, and then you get the first internal flight from Bogota to, I can't pronounce it, Bucaramanga. Okay, let's just call it the Bushi Airport. Okay, because I can't pronounce it, and for lack of, even for want of trying. Okay, so clearly the British Airways one gets you in, and the British Airways one gets you home, and that is all on one ticket. The internal flight is something that you book direct with a Costa Rican international, airline. Okay. The pros and cons of that. The pros is that it's with British Airways. The pros being that it is very easy to change that return flight, because I understand a lot of you are saying, we're not coming home, so we want to fly on to Guatemala, or we want to fly on to Peru. All of that is possible. Okay, so in that, if you are wanting to do that, then what we could do is get you a flight into Bogota and a return flight from, say, Guatemala or Peru. I'm talking to the girls who, you know who you are, you're not on the Zoom. Guatemala and Peru with British Airways 3 months later. But to enter Colombia, in fact, to enter any single country in Central and South America, you have to have proof of your flight in and proof of your flight out. And that is absolutely critical. If you arrive at immigration without proof of leaving that country, it can go horribly wrong, as 2 girls have just experienced in Costa Rica. So I can't emphasize that enough. Therefore, if you were wanting to onward travel and return back from Costa Rica, we would get your flight into Bogota, from Cartagena, where the program ends, to Costa Rica, and then Costa Rica back to the UK. So do you get my gist with how the flights can work, and therefore the options available to you? We can alternatively, the risk of going with British Airways is the risk of going via the States, which is a bore because you have to do an antigen test. And one of the issues with antigen tests is that even if you've had COVID, like one of the girls just recently, she had COVID 3 weeks ago, but it kept proving negative. It kept saying she was positive. So she cancelled that flight and then bought the Iberia flight. And the Iberia flight goes via Madrid. It gets into Bogota at 9 o'clock at night. I then recommend you leave the airport and book into an airport hotel, and then return to the airport for the internal flight to Bucaramanga the following day. So I am very happy to manage both options with regard to which is going to work best for you, because the Iberia, they do return from all over the country, so all over the different South and Central American countries, but you might just want to go to British Airways, because I know a lot of people have got British Airways credits in their family pot of cancelled flights over the last 2 years. So I'm going to send you an email with both options. Unless you can tell me now what you want. So starting with Harriet, what is it that what type of flight flexibility do you want?
Well, at the end, I'm planning on flying to Peru to meet a friend there. So yeah, I will be flying, but then I'll be flying from Peru to Costa Rica, so it gets a bit complicated. So hopefully I could get a return flight from Costa Rica to the UK.
Yeah, therefore with you, you would ask Trailfinders for a flight into Bogota and a return flight 3 months later from Costa Rica. And then you have to build in your sequence of internal flights. So the program ends at Cartagena. So you'll fly from Cartagena to Lima and then Lima.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I would do with you. So I want you to call up Trailfinders. I'm going to give you both options and find out which is the best price and gives you the best flexibility, Iberia or British Airways, for your flight plan. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Gigi.
I'm kind of the same. I'm meant to be meeting a friend in Peru after, and then flying in from Argentina.
All right, so you're going to Argentina first. So you're going to fly into Bogota from which airport? Well, from wherever, Santiago. Okay.
Yeah.
Arriving from, did you say Chile? You did just say Chile.
Argentina.
Argentina, sorry.
The other ones. Amazing.
So she's going to have to decide, does she stay in Bogota and then wait to get stay overnight in Bogota, join the others at Bogota airport to fly to Bucaramanga? Or does she fly, get herself all the way to Bucaramanga in one straight?
No, what you're going to do, Gigi, is you're going to get a flight to Bogota the day everyone else arrives or the day before, not later. You're going to then book yourself into the hotel, which I tried and tested with my own son. It's really good. It's called the...
Did you say the Marriott?
The Courtyard Marriott Hotel.
Okay.
And it's literally 5 minutes from the airport. It's so reliable. A girl that did it last week, they will pick you up from the airport, take you to the Marriott, you just decompress there, and then you return to the airport to meet them for that internal flight.
Okay. And could I just check then that would be arrival into Bogota on the 10th of March, and they would be flying out of Bogota on the 11th to Bucaramanga?
That is correct, yes.
Okay. Fine. That's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and the program ends in Cartagena. So then you're going to have to get a flight from Cartagena before you arrive in Colombia, from Cartagena to San Jose.
And the end of the trip is the 8th.
Yes, it's the 7th/8th, depending on, but I guarantee that you will want to spend an extra week in Cartagena with everybody because you'll all want to go and explore the islands.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
So I would buy that ticket, which is post add-on 1 week, so you can explore Cartagena Island, the islands more, which is transferable just in case it all goes pear-shaped and no one wants to travel. You can bring it earlier if you want. Okay. Okay, that's you. Okay, Marnie, what would be your kind of preferred option? You don't have to make that decision now, but you can have a flight in and out of Bogota, or do you think you want that exchangeable return option should you want to carry on traveling afterwards?
Yeah, so I think I probably want it to be changeable because I don't have anything set for directly after at the moment. So I'd want to be able to have it kind of flexible, I think.
Okay, so you
That
can
would work,
reroute and redate. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. That's you perfect. Scarlett, next up.
So afterwards we're going on to Costa Rica.
Yeah.
And ending up doing quite a weird route. So we're ending up in Peru. So am I going to want to book my main BA return from Peru
Yes.
home and then book an internal flight onto Costa Rica?
Yeah. So you haven't booked your flight into Guatemala yet?
No. I
Right.
haven't booked any.
Right. So you're going Guatemala, Colombia, Peru.
No. So we're might be doing Guatemala before, but I don't know if I'm going to do that now. So might just be coming straight from the UK, in which case I'll probably do the via Miami, come through the States into Bogota. Is this making sense?
I'm with you. Yeah. So you're going
So come
UK.
from the UK.
Oh, something's just
And
happened. Yep. No.
they're cut out.
I
So
know,
coming
okay.
straight from the UK to India, and then going on to Costa Rica, and our finishing destination is going to be Peru.
Right. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So yes, you're wanting BA or Iberia into Bogota, out of Peru, and then we'll work out your internals before you go.
Okay, in terms of like proof of return and like leaving the country, does that need to be within a certain amount of time? So
Yeah.
do you need to book the flight on to Costa Rica when you come into Colombia to say that you're leaving within a time frame? Okay.
Correct. You have
So
to.
the one you need to book before going is on to Costa Rica and then the main return flight home.
Yes, and then when you leave Colombia to go into Costa Rica, you have to have proof of your ticket from Costa Rica to Peru.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, it's absolutely critical right now.
Okay.
Otherwise, you spend 2 days in Costa Rica airport locked up, and then you get deported to El Salvador. It is not nice. So it is like, do not think you can risk it.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Right. I've got your plan. You're sorted. Okay. So Francis, on behalf of Lucy, she's in Kenya now, wants a flexi flight to head to Ecuador. Okay.
Yes, she's planning on meeting friends afterwards and traveling, and has quite ambitious plans about Peru, Ecuador. I'm not quite sure what she's finalized yet, but she wants to try and stay out for a couple more months, maybe 3 maximum.
Easy. So she wants, I'm going to talk about, I will make the call after this phone call to trail finders and work out who is the best. Is BA the best to facilitate all this random movement, or is Iberia just as good, which ignores the States, therefore nobody has the risk of the PCR test, you know, of the antigen test. So I will let you know. But
she'll be coming from the UK.
She's departing from the UK, so she'll need a flight into Bogota and then out of Peru, but that return be able to change to Ecuador or Argentina or Chile when she's decided what her route is.
Yes, that would be perfect. Yeah.
Okay, good. And then Chloe.
So I'm not quite sure with Tommy.
We don't
I guess
know.
it'll be
Okay.
a flight from the UK to Bogota, and then I think she wants to go to Peru afterwards. So yes.
Okay.
It's all about those tests, isn't it? Those COVID tests, whether it's better to go Iberian or BA.
That is the problem. I don't mind whichever anybody wants to do, because we can manage if everyone is on the same page and thinks, okay, you just take it on board. If you go via the States, you've got the risk of the antigen test. Okay, but you might have more flexibility, which is what I need to ascertain the trail finders post meeting, as in the rerouting, redating. Yeah, the return flight.
I think she's going to need a flexible
Yeah.
ticket. 'Cause you know what time-
Iberia might be just as good, but with the
Okay.
Iberia flight, all you parents and everybody needs to know that you've got a night in at the additional cost of a night in the Courtyard Marriott. And yeah, there are masses of cheaper options, but we're in Bogota. All I know is that I've tried and tested, and I was a stressed mother sending, my son and his friends to Bogota, and I just needed to sleep well. The comfort of knowing that a decent hotel were going to be reliable and pick them up late at night. That's all I was interested in, and they did it, and it was seamless. So for that, I think it's worth it. And it was not expensive. Sharing a room, I think it was like 30 quid each for the night. Yes, okay, you can get a hostel for 8 quid, but at this point, you just want safety at Bogota. Okay. So that's that. That is the plan. So remember, when you're thinking you're going to start in Bogota, book around Manga, and then you're going to end at Cartagena. Definitely in your head, in your onward planning, plan an extra week of fiddling about independently with all your new friends, your teammates on the islands. You will want to do that, okay? Or go back into Tirona National Park. You will want to fiddle about for at least another week, okay? So make sure, and I will send you the list of airlines that look after Central and South America. There's 3 main airlines, Copa, Avianca, and LATAM. And the price differs hugely between each one. So you just work out which route you want, plug it in into each airline and see which has got the best timings, best flexibility, best, direct flight. Okay, but those routes that you've all discussed are well serviced by these airlines. So you're not going to get, it's nothing you've said to me is not possible. You can go to any of those countries post Colombia. Okie dokie.
Yes.
So that's flights. Okay. When it comes to equipment, okay, now just warning you, this is quite a gritty program. Okay, it's gritty as in you are in the mountains, glorious mountains. It's hot and dry for 2.5 weeks when you're at Brendan's house in the world, in inland Colombia, in the world of the canyons. I mean, it's absolutely breathtaking scenery. You are part of Brendan's family and his 5 kids that will never leave you alone. It's a great atmosphere. But if you're looking at the packing list, the most critical thing that you need, if you're going to spend money, is on 2 items. 1, a day rucksack. Okay, a good 25-litre day rucksack. And I'm talking one with padded shoulders, maybe a waist strap, maybe one that's slightly curved at the back, so that when you're sweating profusely on one of your treks, then you've got a little bit of kind of room for the air to circulate, because you are doing a lot of, every week you're going to be doing these wonderful treks, in and out the canyons. And there's one which is pretty hardcore. I think my son had a tantrum getting out of the canyon. So it's tough. And then you've got the Lost City trek at the end, which is 3 nights. You don't have to carry your food and but you have to carry your change of clothes, your toothbrush, your water bottle, so it will be full when you're doing that jungle trek. Okay, so that's critical. Your main rucksack, I don't care what that looks like. It's got to be just malleable, but a lot of people aren't taking they're D&V style rucksacks because they're such a pain, aren't they? If you want a pair of pants, you know, you packed it right at the bottom. A lot of people take, if you looked up the mountain equipment bags, and they're heavy duty kind of plastic roller bags, which they're soft and durable. You can throw them about on top of buses, use the handles as backpacks, because the only time you're actually with your main bag is when you're moving from hostel to hostel or transport to hostel. Okay. So your day rucksack is critical, and a pair of shoes is critical. Now, I'm not saying I really want you all to take a pair of walking boots because they're so heavy and just really a pain. Everyone hates them. The shoes which are really, really good are the Salomon Speed Cross trainers. So what we're talking, have a look at them. Okay, they're expensive. They're about 100 quid. I'm not saying you need to get those trainers, but all I'm asking is look at what I'm talking about and get something equivalent. So we found some by Adidas. Terex, the Adidas Terexes, which were cheaper, 50, 60 quid, but it's something that is sturdy. What we don't want you doing is walking in your trendy Adidas trainers which you wear to parties. That's not going to cut the mustard. That's what you wear in the evenings. Okay, they are no good for trekking. Okay. Everything else we'll discuss closer to the time, you know, kind of money management, blah, blah, blah. But right now, those are the two main things, is discussing flights. You don't need a visa, you get that on arrival. You need proof of your ongoing flight, and your day rucksack and your footwear is really important. Okie dokes. Chloe, one of the things that Tommy will be struggling with at the moment is I've got a friend's daughter who's on the Peak Leaders trip. They are all in discussion with what they're going to do post Peak Leader trip. Are they going traveling independently with a group? I can understand it's kind of chaos with her with her planning. So just tell her she's got 24 hours grace, because we took her off the
Okay.
It's tricky. We actually have given her place away, but we'll see what we can do.
Great, thank you. I will talk to her tonight. Yes,
Okay.
when she gets off the slopes.
When she gets off the slopes. How very nice. Okay, so any questions from you guys right now? Okay, groovy.
Oh, actually, are lots of people going to arrive early, or are people going to fly out 10th, 11th? Yes.
Most people from what I can see, I'd say half are going to arrive from London, and then people like Gigi, they're going to fly in from around and about. Oh my God, the most critical piece of information for you all, okay? COVID.
Yes.
You cannot enter Colombia if you have had COVID in the 14 days pre-arrival, okay? Which is really unhelpful, because we all know that you could have COVID on the 7th, a week before, and actually be clear by the time the program goes. So what I'm telling you to do, okay, if you got COVID in those 14 days before the trip, you do not go for an official government, PCR national health test where it gets logged on your passport. Okay, you ring us. You just test yourself at home with a lateral flow test. You do what you need to do, of course, and isolate, and you ring us first, and we will make a plan. Because most people, like on this particular group, one of the girls that happened to, she was clear, but you couldn't, we can manage it. Okay. Even if you had to fly it 2 days later, but 2 days is better than 14 days. So, so no official testing in the 14 days prior to departure. Alrighty.
I just wanted to ask about the booking tickets. So the girls are going to do that direct with Trailfinders, but you're going to very kindly find out the options. Is that how it works?
Yes. I'm going to call Trailfinders this afternoon, work out with them. It's a very small team at Trailfinders. There's 8 people, so they will all know about this discussion that we've had, and I will tell them, you know, what everyone's requirements are, and they'll discuss it with you and make the decision whether it's best to go BA or Iberia. Okay, I don't mind which you do. We can look after both.
Thank you.
Okay. Righto. Okay, so that's it. That's it from me. We will speak. I'll send you that this afternoon, and then we will speak. Well, just call me anytime if you've got any questions about these flights. Okay, before you want.
Sorry, I have one quick question.
What
was it? Wait. Are you going to send us? So you're going to send us all the flight options?
Yes.
And then we should book those kind of ASAP.
Yes.
What was my other question? I can't remember. Oh, you sent the initial email about the meeting, I think, to our parents.
And you didn't get on the list, did you?
Yeah.
I've got your email address and I sent it. Will you just check your junk?
Yeah, I'll have a look.
Check junk, and then I'll send you another email just to make sure I'm getting through to you.
Okay, amazing. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. Lovely. But I am copying all parents into all of this detail so that I just want everybody on board. Kids, parents, grannies, everyone on board, so we all know that the admin gets done and nothing falls through the cracks. Especially after last week's episode in Costa Rica. No more cracks. No more entering a country without proof of leaving the country. No more of that. Okay.
Can I just ask, would you recommend them bringing a sleeping bag? Do they need a sleeping bag?
No, sleeping bags. No, all the on our trips, they don't need any of that. A sleeping sheet bag liner is useful. There's one night in the canyon where you sleep out, you just sleep in the hammocks, but it's hot and warm. And when you go on to Peru, the only place you're going to really need it is in Peru doing the Machu Picchu trek, but most places you can hire them.
Brilliant. Thank you for that.
Pleasure. Okay. Lovely. All right. Over and out. Got a phone to catch.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye. Bye. Bye.